Hello, all, and Happy New Year. Hey, today we are finally done analyzing all of 2020 stats and got them in a great report. And I wanted to walk through them with you and try to give a story behind some of the data that we create and that we share. This information is available on my website. I will make sure to share the link with you as well. So we are just going to dive right in to the stats. So as you can see on the screen, this is, of course, December of 2020, and we'll be analyzing the entire year. So here's just a little bit of a snapshot. Average sales price, days on market. This just kind of gives you a snapshot into what we're going to talk about throughout these slides. So let's talk about average sales price. So 2020 had the highest average sales price ever in Spokane. So that's great, but also challenging for many different reasons. As we'll talk about at the end, though, we also saw our lowest interest rates. So we'll talk through some of that, but you can just see that even if you bought a house last year, or even say 2 years ago in 2018, the average sales price was $256,000, and now it's up to, I mean, that's like $70,000 difference. So definitely we're seeing a large price increase. When I started in real estate, we always said like, oh, it's an average like 5 to 6% appreciation year over year. And now you can see that that number has definitely grown. So definitely seeing double-digit percentage increase year over year. All right, active residential listings. So this is the inventory that is available. So there was 218 available when this was pulled. And you can see, even compared to last year, that's like less than half. And you can see in the previous months as well, we were sitting at about half of the available listings. But I did just pull the stats as of today, and there is 322 listings available for sale. So that number is starting to see an increase as we kind of start the year off. Residential closed sales. So for the month of December, we had 727. That was more. And if you look, you can see the COVID effect right here with these listings kind of in the 500s. But then if you look towards the end of the year, that's where we caught up on those numbers that were down when the pandemic started. Annual residential sales. So this is the amount of sales that were closed. So we did more than last year, not as much as 2018, but very much close to 2017. And you'll see in the next couple of slides where that impact is. But look at, even just compared to 2011, we're pretty much double. So definitely seeing lots of people moving to Spokane from the different coastal cities, different bigger cities. It's definitely having an impact on our real estate market, as I'm sure you are aware. So this is, I just like to show this, the average sales price of resale versus new construction. New construction this year had a lot of price pressure based on a lot of different things. The first one would be the land cost is continuing to go up as we see the availability of buildable land being just, there's not a lot of availability. The other was because of the pandemic, there was lots of supply chain shortage and just different really strange things. Like, heard at one point, like, you couldn't get a stainless steel oven for a while. You had to get like a white one if you didn't want to wait like 10 weeks. So just really strange supply chain things that caused some price appreciation in areas that weren't very common in the past. The other thing, we do expect this price to continue to go up. There are going to be some new code enforcements in Spokane that will have something to do with that. And just overall, the cost of new construction, as you can see, year over year just continues to increase. So I'm hoping that we'll see maybe that flatten out just a little bit, but I really do think it's going to continue to increase. as we have some of those. First of all, land is getting more expensive, and labor is definitely harder and more expensive to get. So I wanted to show this screen to you because it shows that our new construction sales, I told you we closed more units than last year, and most of that is in new construction. So you can see we closed almost 100 more units in new construction, which is awesome, especially in a COVID year where we were shut down for a little while. For new construction especially, we definitely caught up at the end of the year, and we need to continue to see that new construction increase in the next coming years in order to keep up with the demand. And new construction sales, you can see compared to last year where the growth is, and that's not super surprising. Most of the available land to build on is either in the West Plains or the Valley. Even the North is getting pretty short, and you'll see that the South, with the urban growth boundary, there's just not a lot of area to grow. So that's where new construction is happening right now. I don't see this changing a lot in 2021. This is a very complex chart, and it is an amazing tool for real estate agents to sit down with their sellers and buyers and talk through this. I'm not going to go into a huge detail on this, but let me just show you how it works, because you can go to this on my website and you can take a look at it if you want. So let's take 4 to 425, this price range here. You'll see that there were 313 residential units sold in that price range. As of this report, there was 10 active. And as of this report, there was 356 listed. So that means that the months of inventory, which it shouldn't even be months, it should be almost days, is 0.38. So call it 12 days of inventory in that price range. Now, the reason that I say this is a very great tool to use is because if you're, look at the difference between 450 and 475, for example. So if you're in 4 to 475, you've got about a half a month of inventory. However, if you go to 475 to 500, you have a lot more options if you're a buyer, because you have a month and a half supply of inventory. So this is just something really good to sit down with your realtor and look at if you're a buyer or a seller. This just tells you historically what we think we have for inventory, for months of inventory to keep up with the demand. So again, it's a very complex slide. Look at it on my website, and if you want to talk through it, I would be happy to. And of course, there's no surprise here with our monthly mortgage interest rates. I was on a webinar this morning that said that we hit record low interest rates about 15 times last year. So no big surprise there. I know that you've heard it, but you might not really know what it means for you. What it means for you as a buyer is that you should go back to your lender and say, okay, rates have gone down. Can we push our price anymore to find some more available options? As a seller, or as just a homeowner, it means that cash out refis are extremely popular right now. Banks are backed up incredibly though, so make sure you give them enough time. You can do maybe a home equity line of credit to make some improvements on your home, or to buy an investment property, or there's so many options to leverage your home right now with our interest rates. And that is one difference between kind of the crash years ago and now, is that the American people have so much more equity in their home. And with these types of interest rates, it also gives us the ability to leverage that to do more. So anyways, if you have any questions about the Spokane real estate market, or just any questions about real estate in general, please reach out to me. I am always happy to help.